That's when our incompetent fool of a president will drop to his knees and beg Iran for mercy. Please, please. You ever hear the song, James Brown? Please, please, please. James called me Mr. Brown. But he'd say, please, Mr. Ayatollah, sir. This is Joe Biden talking. Please, Mr. Ayatollah, sir. I will give you everything. I will do anything you demand. Please, please don't hurt us. This is the position that this fool has put us in, and we're closer to World War III than we've ever been to any world war. Nobody ever thought a thing like this could happen, and we're closer than ever before. We've never been, and I've been saying it for a long time. Did you ever see Trump was right about everything on hats? I don't know who did the hats, but I have been right about most of it, and I don't want to be right about that, so I'm not going to make, but I tell you, we are close. We are close. It could happen, and we have a fool. We have an incompetent fool as our president that has no idea. This is nuclear weapons. These are weapons that are so massively destructive. It's obliteration. It's not two army tanks running at each other and shooting. 3 years ago, under Trump, Iran was broke, had no nuclear weapons or even the prospect of a nuclear weapon. Biden has made Iran rich in a period of 3 years and has no idea what to do about it. And they are in a position where they're going to have weapons, and they're going to be big ones too. Iran started the attack on Israel and desperately wants to become openly involved. Now, Biden refuses to admit that. Biden says, well, so far we haven't seen any evidence. Well, they're financing Hamas and they're financing Hezbollah. They're giving them the money, they're giving them the training. So he says they haven't, he feels bad because somehow he's like in their pocket. He's in their pocket. But they go around saying death to Israel, death to America, and they chant it openly all over the place. Don't let Iran have nuclear weapons. That's my only thing I have to tell you today. Don't let them have it. They would have never had them. We would have made a deal. They would have been satisfied. Everybody would have been satisfied. But then we had that corrupt election. Our country has never been so low or in such danger as it is right now. And don't feel too depressed as I talk to you, because we can bring it back. We've got to win the election. We'll bring it back stronger than ever before. Stronger than ever before. I didn't want to be too much of a downer here. I have to hit you with a little positivity, right? I got to give you a little bit. We'll be stronger than ever, but we got to win this election. It's a long time. You know, you have yours on January 15th, the caucuses, but we have a year, essentially a year to go. A year's a long time when you have incompetent and bad people and corrupt people running our country. But it's very simple. Joe Biden betrayed America and betrayed Israel. But as your president, I will stand with Israel 100%. We have to. We have to. And I kept Israel safe before. Then with 4 more years in the White House, I will defend the state of Israel like no one else can. Nobody else will be able to do that. Look at what we did. We defeated ISIS. Remember when Hillary Clinton, I don't call her crooked anymore. I've given that term over to Biden. I call her beautiful Hillary. She's a beautiful woman. Beautiful Hillary. Remember when she was, he'll cause a war with his personality. No, my personality kept us out of war. We didn't have any wars. I was the first one in, I think they say 76 years. We won wars and we brought them back. We defeated ISIS. ISIS was supposedly going to be like 4 years to beat them. I did it in 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks, and we got 100% of the ISIS caliphate. I remember when I was at 99%, and the media, the fake news back then, ooh, that's a lot of news. It's a lot of fake news. But they were saying, he's leaving before he completes the task. I said, can Russia, can Iran, can Iraq, which, by the way, is sort of Iran, if you want to know the truth. Another great move by a certain politician who probably ranks right up there with, nobody ranks, by the way, close to the one we have now. But we've had some pretty bad ones. I'll tell you, the happiest president in history right now is Jimmy Carter. Because I would say he was a brilliant president by comparison to crooked Joe Biden. I would say Jimmy Carter was a magnificent, brilliant. He was George Washington compared to this guy. But he's a happy man. That's good. When I'm back in the Oval Office, we will cut off every penny of money that we send to the Palestinians and the terrorists on day one. We will fully support Israel in defeating, dismantling, and permanently destroying the terrorist group known as Hamas. And under my leadership, we not only imposed crushing sanctions on Iran, we unlocked American energy to drastically cut oil prices. You know, we had oil so low that it didn't make sense for Russia. Russia would have never gone into Ukraine anyway. I don't care how high it was. I had a very good relationship with Putin, which the press hates to hear, you know. It's nice to have good relationships with people that can cause lots of problems. But we had a very good relationship with a lot of them, and I'll tell you, there was no way he would have done it. And I told him, I said, you can't do it. If you do it, it's going to be hell to pay. You're going to be hit so hard. And no. I said, no, you will. I told him, I won't tell you what I said, but I told him. And again, we got along, but I said, listen, you know, we have a good relationship, but we're going to hit you so hard. And here's the thing. I told him what we're going to do, and he said, no way. I said, way. He said, no way. I said, way again. And he didn't believe me, okay? He didn't believe me, but he believed me 10%. Brad, he believed me 10%. That's all you need, right? So 10% was fine. He would have never gone in. And he wasn't. And by the way, he didn't go in. We went 4 years. He didn't go in. And then I think what happened is he saw the gross incompetence of a good withdrawal. I got it down to 2,500 troops from, you know, many times that. And we were going to withdraw with dignity and with strength and with respect. I spoke to the head of the Taliban, Abdul. I said, still the head. I said, Abdul, you're killing our soldiers. Don't do it anymore. We're going to hit you so hard, you're not even going to believe it. But why? Do you send me a picture of my home? I said, well, I will tell you. We'll have to discuss that someday. We'll have to discuss. But they were, from that time, we went 18 months without a soldier being shot at or killed. Not even shot at. 18 months. We're getting along just fine. And then when this clown came in, they had a field day. They just had a field day. But we went 18 months, no soldier killed, no soldier even shot at. And they were knocking them off like you wouldn't believe. They were killing our soldiers and others under the Obama administration, of which Biden was a piece of it. He'd go to all these countries, you know, he was going to all these countries with his son. At some point, does this thing not work with the son, right? You know, at some point you say, look, this son thing isn't working out very well. But he'd go with Hunter to all these countries. He visited them, and I guess they did numbers. But it was very sad to see and to read, and you see it going on right now at levels that you wouldn't believe. But 3 years ago, we were energy independent. We were energy dominant within 4 or 5 months. We were going to sell oil to Europe and all parts of the world. We're going to pay off our debt. We were going to reduce your taxes. I gave you the largest tax cut in history, bigger than Ronald Reagan's tax cut. Gave you the largest regulation cuts. But now would have the energy future would never be hostage to hostile foreign powers. We didn't need it. We didn't have to worry about that. But Biden surrendered to Iran.